Hello and frickin' welcome. Oh, don't like that. Hey. Hi. Hey. No way. Hello and welcome to the first video on this channel. My name is Alyssa and I read books like all the time. I love to talk, and more importantly, I love to talk about myself. And things that I like and things that I'm passionate about. So I figured, since I've been an active watcher, viewer of videos about books online, booktube, I figured I would try sitting down in front of a camera and talking about books. Because I know you care. So here I am, throwing my hat in the ring and making a video about books. First of many. Welcome. The video that I'm coming at you with today is a TBR. Original, groundbreaking, never been done before. It's October 1st. Happy Halloween. So basically, I'm here today to tell you what I'm gonna read this month. Enjoy. Do you need more of an introduction or can I just start? I'm gonna. Here I go. There are some books that I'm like absolutely reading this month for sure. And then there are some books that I would really like to get to because I would like to get to them before the end of the year, and we've only got so many months left. So here's kind of my general plans for this month. Starting with the book that I'm the most confident I'm going to get to this month. This bitch. I am a fan of Stephen King, meaning I've read a good amount of Stephen King books. I'm a fan of the idea of Stephen King. Sometimes he really flops for me. So there are some books of his that I just haven't gotten around to because I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. It's huge, kind of just general mixed feelings. I'm intimidated. Take your pick. This book in particular I've put off for the longest time, mostly because of the size, because I just thought, no, that's okay. But it's come time to where we're just gonna do it. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna read it. We're gonna dedicate some time. We're gonna focus. I trust that I don't need to tell you what this book is about. If you're coming here for a synopsis of an incredibly popular Stephen King book, which has several movie adaptations, you are absolutely in the wrong place. But I figured I've been putting it off for so long. It's October. I don't know, I guess there's not a real reason for me to read it, which is great. You always want to go into your books with the most conviction. I don't know, I don't have nothing else to say. I'm gonna read this book this month. Another one of my like for sure books this month is Within These Walls. I have wanted to read this for a long time. I've had it from my library for a long time. It's almost due back. And it's October, and I'm gonna throw in as much horror as I possibly can this month. So I'm gonna read this book. To be super honest with you, I really don't know that much about it. I know that it is horror. I know that it is a pretty well-known horror author. I know that it is about a cult. And to be super honest, that's pretty much all I need to know. I truly hope you're not like expecting professionalism. Another of my like, I'm pretty confident I'm gonna read this book this month, books, is The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is the third book in the Truly Devious trilogy. I've got this shiny cover because it's from the library. Truly Devious is a young adult murder mystery trilogy, and I read the first book a couple months ago. I just read the second book, and I'm excited to get to the third book. In this trilogy, we're following our main character, Stevie, who is at this like prestigious private high school in like a remote area of Vermont. It is basically where like prodigies for different areas of study go to kind of focus on their specific area of interest. Stevie's area of interest is true crime. She wants to work for the FBI and solve crimes. And in 1936, there is a murder that happens at this academy. And Stevie basically got into this academy now in present day with that murder being her area of expertise. So she is now, as a student at the school, trying to solve the murder while also dealing with some history is repeating itself sort of things. That was just really rough. So like I said, this is the third and final book in the trilogy. I'm excited to see how it ends. I have really enjoyed this so far. We'll definitely be reading this month so that I can finish that series. Check that off my list. Now, the next 5 books I have to talk about are all being released in the next couple weeks. These are like the books I've been looking forward to the most all year, like my most anticipated releases. They all are coming out around the same time, so we're just gonna power through them all. So in order of like publication date, the first book that is being released chronologically that I want to read in October is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is a dark academia fantasy sort of book. Stoked. This is to be the first book in a series that she is doing following this storyline, so I'm thrilled. This is basically set at a school for people with magical abilities where failure essentially means death. So stakes are super high. There's like a training kind of a setting. There's a dark academia kind of setting. This is like all stuff I'm very into. So I'm thrilled about this. And I like Naomi Novik's writing. So very excited. The next book that I have on my list chronologically is The Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher. This is like a sci-fi horror combo. It is about a woman who discovers in her uncle's like bunker that there are portals to alternate realities, and in these alternate realities there are like creatures who can hear your thoughts and they feed off fear or something. I don't typically do a lot of like creature horror, but I like that this is like a science fiction leaning sort of story, and I will pretty much try anything when it comes to horror, so I'm very excited. The next one that I've been looking forward to all year long is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Once again, I am absolutely not going to be the first person you hear this from. I've loved V.E. Schwab in the past, so the fact that I'm familiar with her and her work is something that I'm looking forward to with this, just because I know I like her stuff. But also, you've got the devil, which is a selling point for me. You have a girl who makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but in turn is forgotten by everyone she ever meets, which is just a really cool concept to me in general. But then she meets somebody who remembers her. I am expecting borderline perfection. And I know that's me going in with really high hopes, but this just seems like something that I don't see how I wouldn't like it. So maybe setting myself up for failure because I have heard somewhat mixed things so far, but like you can't make me any less excited for this than I am. Okay, so this next book I've literally been looking forward to since like October of 2018. One of my favorite books of all time, and I literally mean favorite books of all time, is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, which was his debut novel. And so Stuart Turton's second book comes out this month, which is a little birthday present to me. Wednesday, ma'am, if you could just quiet on the set. But Stuart Turton's second book, The Devil and the Darkwater, comes out in 5 frickin' days. I'm counting down. I'm so excited. I don't even care if it's good. I'm just stoked to read it. I want it in my hands immediately. I just want to have it. I'm so excited. Truly, I was gonna like explain what it's about, but I don't even know if I remember. I don't need any information. The cover has water on it, and if I remember correctly, it like takes place on the sea, or there's like a murder at sea. My God. I'm making an absolutely incredible first impression. I do care about books, I promise. I just so wholeheartedly care about Stuart Turton and whatever he does that I don't need any information for this one. Let me find you a synopsis. One moment, please. Okay. Murder on the high seas, so that's 1 for 1. Detective duo, a demon who may or may not exist. I don't even want to know anymore. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Woo! Alrighty. Now the last of this month's like new releases is Goodnight Beautiful by Amy Molloy. I have read nothing by Amy Molloy, so I'm not really going into it with any expectations at all. I just know that it's a domestic thriller, which I don't even know that I can say I'm super interested in really anymore, just because I feel like I'm sick of reading the same storyline. The reason that I am excited about this one is that it is about a man who is a therapist out of his home, and his wife can hear his sessions through like a vent in the house, and then he goes missing. And so there's like a connection there. And I pretty much love anything to do with psychology or therapists or whatever. That is just something that I am interested in real life. So when my real life interests can kind of translate into like a fictional story of some sort, I'm pretty much on board. So I'm looking forward to it for that reason. All right, we have entered maybe territory. A book that I would like to get to, again, kind of before the end of the year, and I figure now is probably easier than when it gets like full-on holiday season, though I don't see us exiting quarantine anytime soon and back to any kind of real schedule, so maybe I'll have more time than I'm thinking. But as of right now, I'm trying not to throw everything that I wanted to read this year in December, because that's what I've done for like 6 of the books. But a book that I've wanted to read for a while and have heard nothing but good things about and think I would really like is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. The sequel is now out, so I'm like real behind schedule, but I just have so much on my plate that I never got around to it at any point. So I would like to get around to it at some point this month, hopefully, maybe, if I can. It is the first book in a fantasy series, and it's like a heist novel of sorts, which I really love. I love that in pretty much any capacity, so I'm excited to get it in a fantasy. The main character is basically sent to steal an impossible object, whatever that means. I haven't read this, but the magic system in this seems really interesting, and that's kind of what I hear the most of when I hear people talking about this book. The magic is basically like coding, so you would give an object a different set of instructions on how to behave. So if you wanted to make a wall stronger or be able to walk through a wall or whatever, from what I've gathered. I haven't read this, but I would really like to. So I'm just gonna kind of throw it on the maybe list for this month because I really don't know when else I would be able to get to it. And I don't think I have like too much on my plate this month. And the last book that I have on like a, wouldn't it be nice if I got to that book, is The Lies of Locke Lamora. Another fantasy heist book. Maybe I shouldn't read those both in one month. Well, that's my fault for putting them off till the end of the year. But this is about like a band of con men, thieves, whatever. I hear there's really good friendships in this. I hear that the writing is kind of weird, and I tend to like that, so I'm not really worried about that. I also hear that it's like then and now, which I really like 2 timelines. So I don't know. Overall, I'm pretty excited to read it. Just in general, this is also a pretty long one though, and with me also reading it this month, I just don't know what I'll have time for. I feel like I've gone into all these months really, really optimistic, and then something happens or there's like one specific book that just like fucks me up for a while and I don't read anything because it either sucked or was so great or whatever. So we're just gonna have to see how this goes. We're gonna play it by ear. I don't know, I feel like that was anticlimactic, but those are all the books I'm planning on reading in October or hoping to read in October. What you can expect from me in the future. More professionalism. Also less professionalism. Probably some reading vlogs because I really like watching them, so it stands to reason that I should make them because it's content I enjoy. You can also expect me to look a lot worse in the future. Just don't want you to get your hopes up, you know? I don't really know. I don't really have anything major to say. Thank you for having me. Please be nice to me. Oh, the plan for me is to like post on Sundays. And then sometimes also on Wednesday. So count on Sunday, hope for Wednesday. Thanks so much for listening. And thanks so much for looking. How did we get here? Things are going to change. I'm hopefully going to get a bit more comfortable. I don't know. Thanks for having me. I really feel like everyone is super supportive and nice here on this little corner of the internet. So I don't know. I'm just excited to be here. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Peace out. Does it look like I tried at all? Kind of hope so. Hello, my name is Alyssa. I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you want to say hi? Can you say hi? Nope, that's a no. Thanks for playing. Oh my God, do you think that was recording? Oh no.